I'm here on Felixstowe Beach today with a group of people from Swimscapes. Now, Swimscapes are a sea swimming group in Felixstowe. They run from a little beach hut on the seafront. I have here a celebrity in the group called Charlie Smith, and she will tell you about her adventure of swimming the channel only 5 days ago. Right, well, here we have Sue, Charlie, John and Seamus. I'll start off with Seamus because he is the coach of this group, are you not?
I'm the coach, Charlie's coach.
Charlie's
for
coach.
Channel Swim.
Yeah.
I just started Swimscapes up a few years ago.
So can you tell us a little bit more about what actually goes on here at
Swimscapes?
At Swimscapes.
Swimming in the sea.
Swimming
That's
in the
what
sea,
goes on.
yeah.
We started. I was born here and I grew up swimming in the sea. And in 2012, I decided to start up a group because I could see open water swimming was developing, and I wanted to not do it on my own. So started a small group up, and it's just really grown.
How many do you actually have in your group at the moment?
On our Facebook group, we've got over 700 members, but a lot of those are abroad and people who just keep an eye, but they don't swim. So, but on a typical Saturday in the summer, we'd get maybe 40 swimmers.
What, down here?
Yep.
Do you really?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Even in the winter, so the last few winters we've swum all the way through the winter on a Saturday morning. Wow. Last Monday we had about 40 swimmers, I reckon, and on our season opener at the end of May bank holiday there was 50, I think, 48, 50 swimmers. So it's really grown. It's mainly local people. There's people from Felixstowe, but people come from quite far away because Felixstowe is a really good place for sea swimming.
Okay. I've noticed people out there swimming and got their fluorescent buoys, they're tugging along. Which way do you actually go? Because we're here at the Fludges at the moment. Yeah. Where do you actually swim? Because I've never seen 50 people going up and down.
Well, we spread out in a line. And we don't always get in all at the same time. But we basically head from here southwards towards the pier. Because that way, if you get tired or whatever, you can easily get out and walk back along the prom. Yeah. And there's landmarks on the way, so you can easily know how far you've gone. Yeah. And the tides are not too strong. So we nearly always head that way. Sometimes if the tide's flowing that way, you might start off going towards what we call the dark side, which is round towards Cobble's Point. Mm-hmm. But usually we tend not to do that, or only maybe stronger swimmers do that. Okay. And we go parallel to the shore. We don't swim out towards Holland.
Now, Charlie, you've done this amazing feat of swimming the channel at the grand old age of
16.
16, yeah, that's brilliant. Has there anyone younger than you ever done it? Or are you the youngest?
Well, I'm one of the youngest, but like a couple of years ago when it was, there was 12-year-olds or 13-year-olds that done it, but that was unofficial. So now you have to be 16 to do it, and then it's like official. Yeah?
Okay. Well, I take it that you can't just get in the water and off you go, head for the channel the other side. So, support boats, who guides you over there? Let's start with that. Who's in the support boat that goes across? Well, besides Mum and Dad, John, the dad, and Sue, the mum.
Yeah. Sue and I were in the support boat. We were managing Charlie's channel swim. We have a pilot, and there's an official for a referee that has to officiate the swim to make sure it's all above board. Charlie has to swim in just an ordinary bathing suit with goggles and a cap, and she's fed via drinks and food from the side of the boat, but not allowed to touch the boat. So when she's in the water, you swim to France and there's no aid at all other than just passing the food and drink. Sue and I managed it. Sue mixed all the drinks up and all the food and got them all ready for Charlie, and I fed the pole out with the rope, and Charlie grabbed it and had a drink. Feeding was very important because being in the water that long, because swimmers can be the world record's just under 9 minutes, and Charlie done it in 9.5 minutes, 9.5 hours. So
it's about 7 hours to the world record.
7 hours, beg your pardon. Yeah. So the world record is around 7 hours, and but Charlie was in the the sea 13.5 hours. Some swimmers are in there, I think the record is about 28 hours, I believe, for a swimmer. Now it's a long time without any food and drink, so it's a mix of high carb drinks and really sort of food that she can tolerate while she's got seawater in her mouth. And swimming the channel, your lips swell up, your tongue swells up. It's a real mega battle with the elements, and so food and drink is very important. And Charlie was fed every half an hour. From the first hour, she swam the first hour, then every half an hour was a feed. But Mum mixed it all up and I passed it out. I measured her stroke rate, so to make sure she didn't drop below 60 a minute. She kept a really good stroke rate up across the channel. To start with, she's 65 per minute, and when she hit the wall at 9.5 to 10 hours, she was down to 60, but never went below that, which is very, very good.
So it's the same as marathon runners then, hitting the wall. That also happens.
Yeah, and it did this time as well. Yeah, we expected it.
You were in charge of the breakfast, John.
Yeah, so people quite.
That's all I could grab.
Yeah, people quite often ask what channel swimmers eat for breakfast. Well, Sue and I laid all these plans out, all the best laid plans, as they say, and we got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and we thought, oh no, we've forgotten to get her breakfast. So this channel swimmer for breakfast had 2 Mars bars and a chocolate milkshake. So that's what you swim the channel on.
Whoa, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, the North Sea and the Channel are renowned for not being tropical. So when you get in the water, it's cold. Now I've seen pictures of people who've done this thing in the past and they cover themselves in grease. Do you cover yourself in grease? You say you just have to be in a swimming costume. Do you lather up before you get in?
People used to use goose fat, but you're not allowed to use that anymore. So we used 4 big tubs of Vaseline and we had to put it all over me and wear the swimsuit rubs and everything.
Right. So was the water cold?
No, I didn't think it was cold at all.
She doesn't feel the cold at all, do you?
No,
The
it was
water
lovely.
was about 14, 15 degrees, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And here in Felixstowe now it's 18.
Yeah.
So it was pretty chilly. Most people would not have managed that sort of time in that temperature. Charlie's pretty exceptional.
So when you go to start, you obviously just can't go down there at any old time when you get in the sea and off you go.
Yeah.
Is there a particular time of the tides when it's best to start? You can't just...
Yes, the pilot chooses the time and the tide. There's obviously the tides in the channel and here run every 6 hours, so they run north to south, south to north, and they try and pick the best tide for the swimmer to be able to achieve their crossing. And it's normally done on the neap tide, so you can only go at certain times per year. They do some crazy people do try and swim on spring tides and they succeed as well. But most swimmers try and swim on the neap tide, which is the flattest tide. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right, how long did it take?
13 hours and 29 minutes.
13 hours and 29. So on the scale of things, is that fast or is it slow or is it in the middle?
It's pretty good for the conditions that I had.
Yeah.
I mean, it was quite rough and the tide was really strong for the last about 4 miles.
Was the weather, as it is now, very warm? Was the weather ideal for this? We're under a high pressure, aren't we?
Yes, it's a strange. Well, it's a good question actually. It's a good question because Sue and I both wore bobble hats and thick coats, but we got
3 coats.
Yeah, but our faces were sunburnt.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So it was. The wind chill was quite difficult for us in the boat. I think it was probably warmer in the sea.
Right, Mum.
Yes.
Apart from being in charge of food, you was on this boat bobbing across the channel.
And not very well, I might add.
I was just going to say, how did you fare with that one then?
I didn't very well to start with. That's normally John who's quite sick, but I really was quite poorly.
They do say that as soon as you lose sight of land.
It wasn't until I managed to try and do the feeds and my head was down. The next thing I know,
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to be airlifted off because I felt that bad.
I know, seasickness can be awful.
I've never been seasick before, but that was pretty horrible.
We've got some of our swimscapers just going in for an evening dip now, actually.
So they are, yeah. We'll get some
Background.
photos of those in a moment.
5 of them.
I won't
today.
be getting in there with them. I'll be standing on dry land. Okay, now you did this amazing thing, and you collected a lot of money. You had sponsors for this. Who is it for?
Great Ormond Street.
There's a lot of money raised for Great Ormond Street. Did you do it for any particular ward or any particular department, or just for the hospital?
Well, we done it for the hospital as a whole. It was in memory of my sister Jess.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there was a reason behind it why I chose that charity. But I mean, Mum and Dad, they didn't influence me or anything. I said that I want to do it for Great Ormond Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very admirable thing to do it for. It really is. It's a great organisation, and health service in this country needs all the help it can get, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah.
You've raised how much so far?
Well, it's on the site so far. It's Just Giving
2,000.
site for Charlotte Smith's English Channel Swim, if anybody wants to donate. Is just over £2,000 now. The target was 3,000, and I think we're fairly confident that it will probably get up towards that.
Very, very good.
People, I would just like to say people have been so generous, supportive in every way.
Yeah, definitely.
We would like to thank the Felixstowe Sailing Club, who supported us with a couple of 6-hour swims out here in May time to help support us to try the feeds out, to see if we were able to feed from the side of a boat, to manage her feeds, we had a whiteboard as well to give her information. So you know, there's a lot of information, because you know, when you're in the sea swimming, you can't really see the people in the boat. So a whiteboard when you're breathing to one side is a really good aid, and we tested that out. So we gained valuable experience through the help of Felixstowe Sailing Club, and you know, we're much appreciated for what they've done for us.
That's good.
It's just really exceptional what Charlie's done. I think
Yeah.
so you hear about swimming the channel, but most people who attempt it don't make it. And more people have summited Everest than have successfully done what Charlie
Wow, that's
did.
an amazing fact, isn't
And
it?
that is the true thing. It is really amazingly difficult. It's quite exceptional. As far as we know, she's the only person from Felixstowe that's ever done it. She's literally one of a handful of 16-year-olds that have ever done it. And it is really amazing. And I know lots and lots of swimmers of all different types and abilities, and only a tiny number of them could even get close to what Charlie did.
Wow, that's amazing.
So she's got a great,
I can't
she's a
believe
great
we're
swimmer
sitting here talking
and a
about
great future ahead of her in swimming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you a speed swimmer at all? Do you know, we're looking
She's
at
not
Olympics.
slow, I can tell you that.
We're looking at Olympics here. Are you in that sort
No.
of bracket, or is that not the sort of thing you do?
No, they don't do like marathon swimming. I'm definitely longer distance than
the
a
long
sprint.
distance. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Right. I think Charlie would like to thank a few people, if that's okay.
that's fine.
Yeah. Obviously a huge thank you to Seamus. Thanks to everyone who donated and everything, or just supported in any way. Thank you to Louise Stratford, because she's swum the channel on like a solo, and she gave me a lot of support and advice and help. So she was she really helped me to do it. Nick Glendinning, have I said that correct?
Yes,
Yeah. He's been a great support as well. He was the coach for my relay for the East Coast Icicles. So he helped quite a lot as well. And he's swum in there with me while I was doing my training as well.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Obviously Felixstowe Sailing Club,
Yeah.
Felixstowe Leisure Centre were really good.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Felixstowe Leisure Centre have been excellent. Steve, the manager there, we approached him as early as January, February to tell him that Charlie was going to attempt to swim the channel, and he supported Charlie by letting her swim outside of her times and stuff like that. So it was really much appreciated to them, and they've all been really supportive. Excellent stuff.
What made you think you wanted to do it in the first place? You didn't wake up one morning and go, I'm going to swim the channel.
Well,
you must have been training for this for a good long while.
Yes, I've wanted to do it since I was about 10.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell a story?
Go on then.
Yeah, okay. Well, my cousin was is an open water swimmer still, and he got me into it, and we started swimming out here, and I said to Charlie, would you like to swim from Cobbles Point to Manor End? I said, to do that with your dad at the age of 9 and 10. I said, I don't know many other girls that have actually done that. And I said, to do that with your dad, you'll probably remember that for the rest of your life. Thinking after that we just hang the goggles up and she can do ballet or tap dancing or something like that, And she said, yeah, okay, Dad. So anyway, it was only a couple of months after her 10th birthday, and we came out here to the Fludgers, and off we set. We had a kayak in support, and I was on the way to the pier. I was saying, Charlie, yeah, I'm okay, Dad. And get to the pier, and it's a bit daunting going past the pier for the first time. It's low tide, and it's really quite high up. And I said, Charlie, you okay? We'll get past the pier, you'll be fine then. Yeah, I'm okay, Dad. And we got down to Charlie Manning's way, and I was still asking her if she's okay. Anyway, we got to about 400 metres from the end, and she said, how are you doing, Dad? Are you okay? Keep going, Dad. Come on, you can do it. And it's turned it completely around. And then I thought, maybe there's something different about you here. And she really took to open water swimming from there, really. And having the facility of swimscapes here as well, it's been brilliant.
Yeah, that's an amazing story.
Yeah, but
well done.
But
thank you.
Also, just one more thing. I think the swimming clubs that Charlie's been in for the last, really 10 years, I suppose, was from Felixstowe Leisure Centre, doing all of the her learning really there was really, really good, going through all the different coloured hats, and doing a bronze, silver and gold medal, and then doing a mile at the end of it, then being offered to go into the squads. She turned down Felixstowe Swimming Club to start with, because she was influenced to go to Team Ipswich, where she swam for maybe 6-7 years there and had some success, and was county champion in a couple of events, and also gained a couple of medals in the regional finals for open water, and then decided to come back to Felixstowe and do the last couple of years at Felixstowe, and had a little bit of success there as well. So the swimming clubs have helped her along in her swimming as well, so they could have a mention.
Team effort.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
A great team it is. You've done very well.
Thank you.
On behalf of Felixstowe TV, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great achievement, and may you do many more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ever thought of going there and back?
Maybe.
Not with me in the boat. Not this time.
Well, thank you very, very much. All.
Yeah.